The capital city of Delta State, Asaba, was once the colonial capital of the Southern Nigerian Protectorate. It was founded in 1884. Between 1886 and 1900, it hosted the Royal Niger Company, which the British authorities set up to stimulate trade and exportation of goods to England. It lies on the west bank of the River Niger, opposite Onitsha, the commercial nerve center of eastern Nigeria, and on the road to Benin City. Asaba has its historical roots in both Kogi and Anambra states. It is believed that Asaba was founded by a woman known as Diaba from Agbakuba village in Inteje. Asaba became the capital city of Delta State upon the creation of both Edo and Delta states from the defunct Bendel State on 27th of August 1991 by the then head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Asaba shares boundaries with Ibuzo, Okpanam, Ubolu, and it is home to both indigenes and strangers alike. One striking feature of Asaba is that it parades an array of beautiful women, which is probably responsible for the popular phrase that goes with the town, Asaba'maka, meaning Asaba is good. But beyond the array of beautiful women, Asaba has truly been good, especially to non-indigens who came to live and to do business in the town.
I'm from Thailand. I stay in Asaba for 21 years. So I take myself as hometown. My Odugu is my boss. Lebanija is my mama. So I've been in Asaba for 21 years. So they give me name as Asaba'maka.
That's why the father I'm not from Asaba, Delta State. I've not feel any form of intimidation. Maybe all the places I have properties in Asaba here, nobody has come to say you're not an indigene, why this, why that. Oh. And if you look around, other investors here, you see that they are non-indigent. So town has been quiet and peaceful. But we're not in this year. So.
Asaba transformed from what I would call a very quiet township now to a bigger city that the three particular governors that I can mention that are maybe to my remembrance that actually transformed Asaba, that laid the foundation. People like Kefas, Igori, when the state was created, was able to transform a mass movement of people from all parts of Delta State. Asaba became a meeting point for Rubus, for Chakiris, for Ijos.
Over the years, the small town of Asaba has grown from a township to a mega city, or what you could call a municipal city, with a proliferation of hotels, banks, lounges, eateries, nightclubs, etc., springing up everywhere you turn to. The nightlife of Asaba can be compared to any of the cities like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, just to mention but a few. And it has heavy presence of government infrastructures as a state capital, which started from the administration of Dr. Emmanuel Eweta Oduanga with an international airport and a flyover at the city center. The next and present administration of Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi followed suit with the reconstruction of the Asaba International Airport to meet the standard of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA. Completion of the age-long Asaba Stadium, which on completion was renamed after an illustrious son of the state, late Stephen Okechukwu Keshi, a renowned footballer and coach. He also embarked on a heavy storm drainage system to combat the issue of flooding, which had been a constant menace in the state capital whenever it rained. Others are an ultra-modern new state secretariat named after the Asaba of Asaba, Obi Professor Chike Dozien, a multi-million naira film village, construction of numerous new and old roads in the Capital Territory, including another almost completed flyover along one of the major federal roads in the state capital. With all these in place, Asaba has become one of the fastest growing state capitals in Nigeria today.
My name is Ambassador Dr. Solomon Okowa. I am the CEO at Toria Restaurant and Lounge, Asaba. From the time I arrived here until now, I would say there's a great improvement, a great development in the city of Asaba. And maybe I'll say the whole Delta State, because when I came back for about 2003, Asaba was still looking kind of a developing city.
My advice is that they should not be discouraged. That is my advice. They have tried. They are developing Asaba and they should try harder. That is what I am begging, because Asaba is a good place. They should try harder. God will bless them for the one they have done.
My name is Rotarian Eyone Ande Uwegenyo. We are all living witnesses to how Asaba has turned around in terms of infrastructural facilities that has come to play. Wonderful, beautiful network of roads, so much so that Asaba has become more or less a tourist city, with Nigerians from all parts of the country trooping into Asaba. This is a clear indication of the developmental strides that has taken place in Asaba. And Asaba of 1996 is basically a village compared to Asaba of today that we all are proud of.
The people of Asaba have a traditional government known as Asaba in Council, led by the Asaba of Asaba, Obi Professor Chike Edozien. The land of Asaba has blessed so many persons, and the list is endless, from politicians to government functionaries, civil servants, businessmen, and women.
Okay, I am Chief Mrs. Endurance Shofu. I'm from Delta State. I started wine business here in Asaba. That was 2008-9. White saving, then left after youth service. Okay, first of all, I looked into the city. Like I said, I started with a wine business, Diddy's Wine. I was into drinks, wine, spirits, water, mineral, malts, all sorts of drinks, liquor. And as at that time, I could see that Asaba is still a virgin. I'll use the word virgin because Asaba was still growing. And I needed to take that advantage. That was the advantage I took. That's the ER aside you were saying, to the ER aside restaurants. And I will not regret that I took that decision. Okay, let me say it this way. If you go to the dictionary and if there's a word called Asaba'maka in the dictionary, I think my picture should be there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Kenneth Okanro. I'm an Isoko man from Onambogo, to be precise, under the local government. Delta State, a full-bred of Asaba. I was born and brought up here in Asaba, a businessman. The environment has been a very nice one for me, where I known as a businessman and as a hotelier, popularly known as a hospitality personnel. And at the same time, entertainment, in case if you want to know more about it. And that's why everybody has been calling me Oracle Barman, which is what I'm being known for as my trademark as a businessman and entrepreneur. At the same time, I consider myself talking about Asaba. Asaba has been a great place. Is a land where I grew up from, staying or living over close to 30-something years in the city of Asaba, where I've been bred from. It has been a great pleasure to mix with the tradition of the whole city and the community at large. As I was 10 years or as I was 20 years cannot be compared to now, just like the time of the glory when we entered the democratic era from the time of the military era, where we understand that the rules are different, where you can find some area where the government house was not actually in the area where you can find it today. It was down here. It makes Asaba very small. But with the development that are coming down in Asaba today, I would say that Asaba is turning to a place where even anybody as far and wide can come for peace.
The entertainers are also not left out, such as Teddy Ulojaba, popularly known as Fretless, who composed and sang the song Asaba'maka.
All right, the band started when I came into town. By the time I took off with just my one keyboard and a few equipment that my elder sister used to hold me down in Asaba because she didn't want me to go back to Lagos. And so she was like, oh, invest here, let us do something. So, and I saw Asaba as a place I couldn't do anything. So since she was insisting, she was like a mother to me. I needed to listen to her. So I stayed behind and tried to do my thing. But I didn't even know how to start. So the very first time I took the equipment out was to Sammy Fejoku's son's birthday. So I think first year or second year birthday. And that was where I opened up the equipment and played for the very first time. When I played, I wowed everybody, and so the story went around town that there was one guy who is doing magic with just the keyboards, and everybody wanted to meet me. So one of the men at the birthday that day, I think his name is Felix. That's how they call. That's the man's name. Then, in fact, it happens to be one of my major. In fact, my grand patron as far as this whole Fretless phenomenon is concerned. So he invited me. After that birthday, he invited me to the police officers' mess to play for the send forth party of the outgoing commissioner of police. Then that Mr. John Amadu. It was from that party that a whole lot of people got to know me at last. The story changed. The band is 20 today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
20 whole years.
Yeah, the band is 20. It's actually, I actually started, this is 2022, right? Yes, it started in 2021. Oh, sorry, 2001. Okay. Yeah, it started in 2001. Yeah, like I said earlier on, I didn't find Asaba funny at all, considering where I was coming from.
Okay.
Somebody who had lived in Lagos almost all his life, and part of my life also too in Europe. So it wasn't really easy living in a very small place like Asaba. It was funny. To the extent that I was traveling back to Lagos every other week to even have a haircut. It was that funny.
Okay, yeah.
So, because I didn't think I could stay for that long. All I wanted to do then was please my sister for a while and disappear. The call that I got to start entertaining at the government house was at that point that I knew that I think I could stay. The shows, yes, were becoming so much by day that there were times I had to play 2 shows in a day, one in the afternoon, sometimes another in the night. So at that point, money was coming in, even though not much at that time, because if I had to charge the way we do in Lagos, they possibly would have chased me out of Asaba.
By the time I break into the government house protocol department, and the then deputy governor, Sam PSC lawyer, made me his private musician and of course official musician. I just saw that there was no going back.
So what is your advice for anybody wanting to come to Asaba?
Prepare not to live again. Once you come, prepare that you're not going back.
The story of Asaba'maka is one of pomp and pageantry.